Okay, well, due to limited media that I get over here in a third world country, I'm just kind of getting some news. But what I understand is that there is a crisis we're in because of COVID-19 and coronavirus, and it is a toilet paper crisis. So, the virus, based on the hysteria from the media and social media, the virus has killed 90% of you, okay, just based off of the hysteria that I'm seeing everywhere. That must be the number. I could only guess. So 90% of you, unfortunately, are already dead. Many of you watching this are actually not alive. But for those of you who, could benefit, with all the years of survival training I've had with the military and the environments I've been in, it would be it'd be unfair for me to not share this information with you. So, my understanding is that people are holding their poops because that's why the toilet paper shortage. I mean, the virus is killing 90% of people because there isn't any toilet paper and they are, afraid to poop. So they're holding it and then they're internally combusting. We all know that holding your poop is not good for you. So I'm going to teach you some methods that will help you in an austere environment where you might not have access to toilet paper or a lot of it, and that way you won't have to die from the virus from holding back your poop. Okay, so the first technique I'm going to share with you, it's the preferred technique. It's called the Ranger wipe. All right, so I believe it was developed in Ranger School. I got it in SEER School. But regardless, it allows you to use only one sheet of toilet paper. So you tear off one sheet of toilet paper, and our MREs, we get about that much toilet paper to wipe with. So what we have to do is we take that one sheet, and then it's the Ranger wipe, and we stick our finger in there like that. Okay. So now this becomes our wiping finger. Okay. And so then from that point, we'll use this to simulate the cavity. You stick it in there, okay, and then you wipe it with your finger. Now, when they introduce, you can get vigorous. Like when women when they started allowing women in Ranger School, they developed a different technique where they really got in there like this, okay, and then it might squirt out some fluid. If it squirts fluid out, that's a good wipe. That's a satisfying wipe, okay? So that means you're definitely clean, all right? And so once you've cleaned out the cavity, then you take this out and you use the toilet paper to clean the finger off, okay? And then you fold it nicely and all the poop stays in there. And then you get underneath your fingernail with that little piece right there. And now you're all clean, okay? So wipe complete. You don't even need to wash your hands because you cleaned your finger off. But if you need to do so for social acceptance, I understand. And of course, if you're out in the enemy territory, you have to eat that little piece of paper. But you guys are civilians. I get it. You're not going to eat it, so I guess you can throw it away. Okay, so that is the Ranger wipe, and that is the preferred method. Now, there's some other techniques as well, depending on your environment. So the Navy, Coast Guard, they're on ships, right? So they're in close quarters. They're better at teamwork, and buddy team stuff because of how close quarter they are in. And don't you think that these ships run out of toilet paper? Well, of course they run out of toilet paper. So what do they do? So they do what's called buddy team, naval buddy spelunking. That's what's called naval buddy spelunking. And so that's where you go to the bathroom with your buddy, and so I'm the buddy, right? So he's going in the bathroom, and I get my eye protection on, my clear eye protection, like this, and then I get my headlamp on, so I can really see what I'm doing, and I do this. If it's a tactical environment, you use a red lens, okay? So that and then I hold my buddy's feet when he's all done pooping. I hold his feet over his head, make sure he's all finished, and I dive in there and I clean them all out. So that's how the Navy and Coast Guard handles the toilet paper crisis when they have it. Now, Marines are the toughest, right? We all know Marines are the toughest, and so they've usually stopped wiping altogether like years prior to even enlisting. So this never was an issue for Marines. They developed what's called dinosaur skin. Okay, it's because from lack of wiping back there, it just this everything gets all crusty and hard and dried out, very much like we would imagine a dinosaur's skin would be. And that's how they're really tough, and they just don't have to worry about wiping because they just developed this dinosaur skin down there. And a lot of the infantry does, like Army infantry does as well after a while, if they just decide to stop ranger wiping. So you could do that. You could build up a tolerance and build up dinosaur skin like the Marines. Difference is yours won't be multicolored because the Marines eat the crayons and that helps them with the coloring. And then you got like little side pockets of military, Team 6. You guys, for example, they'll do the buddy team, they'll do the naval buddy spelunking, but with like 4-man teams under stress. So trainer will kick a porta potty door in and shoot over their heads, and they'll finish each other off real fast, and their beards will be freshly oiled, hair's done, you know what I mean, looking cool, but they're specially trained. They go through a selection process to get there. It's probably not what you're going to do. The Green Berets and advisors, they tend to act as the natives. So, in most Muslim countries and Islamic countries, they just do what the Muslims do, and they stick a bottle of water up there and just shotgun the bottle of water, and that seems to take care of that problem. So there you go. You got several techniques available to you. So, I know 90% of you are already dead, so this video is a little late. Unfortunately, I was busy, but this will hopefully help the rest of you, hey, you won't have to hold your poop anymore. Okay. The great toilet paper shortage of 2020 and the COVID virus scare, you will be immune because you have special techniques that have been endorsed by the military, United States military. They work. And so now I impart that information to you for your survival. Share with your friends, subscribe so that, these life-saving tips, okay, when these crises happens, I can help you guys out. Thanks for your support and listening. Take care. Stay alive, of course. Stay alive. Don't hold your poop. All right.